Everyone, welcome. Today we are, let me tell you who I am first in case you don't know. My name is Ani Pomo Ribiki, and I am the resident teacher and director of Songtsen Gampo Buddhist Center of Cleveland. The first 3 Sundays of every month, we meet here on YouTube, live stream for a little Dharma talk and meditation. Today, we are going to start with meditation, and the second half hour, we're going to be doing the Buddha Sadhana, as it is a special Buddha Day today. I believe it's Medicine Buddha, but I'm not sure. And so if you don't have that sadhana, there's a link for it below, and there's also a link for the closing prayers that we're going to do if you care to join us for that. Okay? All right, so let's begin just by kind of settling in. Actually, let's begin by getting some water. I'm just going to pour myself some water here, and then we can start. So I hope everyone's okay today. I hope that you have made good plans for Thanksgiving to stay home so that you're, excuse me. So that your family can be around next year too. And so, let's think about this Thanksgiving, which is coming up next month, and think about that with a lot of compassion, right? Compassion for the people, even in years where we don't have COVID, have to spend the holiday alone or on the streets, right? Not that we shouldn't have fun, and not that we should feel, depressed or guilty or anything like that, but just to think of them, and make a wish that they eventually be free from suffering altogether. Then if we could also think about the turkeys who are killed. I don't know how many it is. It's just a huge, millions and millions, tens of millions, I believe, turkeys that are killed every year for this one event. And they almost are not sold at all for the rest of the year. So if we could think about maybe not having turkey this year, it's a good time to start that because most of us will not be with our families. So, no family pressure. And then you can see for yourself, what is it like, what is it like to not have turkey on Thanksgiving? Did I die? Right? Was everything a total disaster because I didn't eat turkey this year? And you can find so many beautiful recipes for traditional dishes. Actually, the newsletter that should be out this afternoon or maybe tomorrow morning has a link to, I couldn't even count all of the recipes possible, I think, for a vegan Thanksgiving. So, no pressure really, but just think about it and maybe try it this year. Okay, so now I'm actually ready to begin. Okay, almost. Okay. So we just want to settle in for a minute. Okay, just get body and mind together. Maybe take a couple breaths. Then we want to start with our bodhicitta motivation. So bodhicitta is the wish to attain enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings without exception. So that's the whole thrust of this path. Really, the whole purpose of this path is so that we can attain freedom from suffering and so that we can help others to do the same. So with that in mind, even if you're not Buddhist or whatever, at least form the motivation, may this time we spend together this morning benefit not only myself, but all beings as well, or others as well. Then I would like to bring to mind our precious lamas. We're extremely, unbelievably fortunate to have Jigme Khyentse Rinpoche, Tulku Wangel Rinpoche, and Taklung Mata Rinpoche as our spiritual directors here. They are all three extraordinary and just full of compassion and wisdom. So we just think of them with so much gratitude for, helping us along this path, and also a lot of respect, deep respect for their level of realization. Okay, so as I said, we're going to begin with meditation today. So I would like to do actually two forms of meditation this morning. We're going to do a brief mindfulness of breathing meditation, and then we're going to do Tonglen. So Tonglen means giving and receiving. So this practice in English is often called the practice of exchange. So what are we exchanging? We are exchanging our happiness for others' suffering. So what we do is we breathe in the suffering of others, it transforms in our heart, and then we breathe out our own happiness to benefit them. So this practice can seem a little bit counterintuitive or masochistic or something like that, but it's not about that. It's just about really strengthening our compassionate heart. And I will guide you through those steps when we get there. So please don't think about it. Don't worry too much about it right now. Okay? All right. So let's begin with mindfulness of breathing meditation. So what we want to do first is just take the posture. If you're in a chair, you want your feet flat on the floor. If you're on the floor, just cross your legs in a way that is comfortable, that allows you to keep your back straight. Okay? All the other instructions are the same, whether you're on the floor or in a chair. So you want your hands palms down on your knees like that, or palms up, resting on top of one another like that, or with your thumbs touching like that, like you're holding a goose egg, okay? Whichever is more comfortable for you. Hi, Angelina. And you want your arms just relaxed, and then your back should be straight. See what I did? Straight, which means your chin is going to be tucked in just a little bit, not like this, but not like this, which some of us tend to do. Okay, so just that's so that the back of your neck is straight. Okay, your shoulders should be a little bit back. So what you want to do, or let's say what I do to achieve that, is I just roll my shoulders back once, and they're back a little bit. My chest is open. So mouth is closed but relaxed, breathing through the nose. The eyes should be, half open or half closed, I guess. So just look straight ahead and then just lower your eyes about halfway. So that's a good, you don't want to be staring at your nose. That'll bring a lot of tension and dizziness. So just relaxed gaze forward, downward. Okay, so that's how we're holding our body, because it aids the mind in meditation, because body and mind are connected, obviously, right? So what else are we doing? We are bringing our attention to the sensation of the breath as it comes in and out of the nose. So we're paying attention here at the end of the nose, just to that sensation, okay? What are we doing with the mind? Besides trying to maintain awareness of that sensation of the breath coming in and out of the nose, okay? So what's going to happen when we try to maintain that awareness is we're going to get distracted, right? This is totally normal. It's been a habit of the mind since literally beginningless time. So, it's going to take some practice. Why it's called practice, right? So what you're doing is you're trying to maintain that awareness of the sensation of the breath. Meanwhile, your thoughts are going to just continue. We're not trying to stop thinking, okay? Thoughts continue. A thought will arise, it will dwell for a moment, it will naturally disappear, and it will be replaced by another thought, related or totally unrelated, arises, dwells, disappears, on and on like that, okay? What we want to avoid is, running after those thoughts, getting engaged in those thoughts, following the storyline. So what I mean by that is, let's say we're sitting and then the thought arises, oh, next week is Thanksgiving. What we want to do is just go thinking, come back to the breath. What we want to avoid is going, oh, next week is Thanksgiving. Oh, what am I going to make? Oh, what's my family going to think? Because I don't think it's best to get together with them. Oh, I wonder where I could find, Guardian holiday. Right? and we've totally lost awareness at that point. All right. As soon as we realize that, and that realization will arise naturally because we have awareness as part of our true being. Okay. So awareness arises, I got totally distracted. I'm supposed to be meditating. Don't put yourself down for that, okay? That's the cause for celebration. That's exactly the thing we're trying to develop, okay? So as soon as you realize, I got distracted, just bring the mind back to the breath. It's that simple. We focus on the breath at the beginning, we get distracted, we bring the mind back. We get distracted, we bring the mind back. That's it, okay? Don't stress, relax, okay? All right, so let's begin with mindfulness of breathing practice. So please take the posture now. Okay, so I'm going to ring the gong to start and also to finish. Now please begin to count the breaths. Counting the breaths is another way or a skillful means for us to realize more quickly when we've gotten distracted because we will have lost count, okay? So let's say you get to 5. You want to count every inhalation and every exhalation up to a total of 10 breaths, okay? But let's say that you get to 5 and you get totally lost, okay? And just run after all these thoughts. As soon as you realize that, or as soon as you realize like that you've lost count, which can happen, which probably will happen, just bring the mind back and start again at 1. If you get to 10, don't get distracted by that. Just bring the mind back, start again at 1. If you go beyond 10, it's another form of distraction. So let's say you find yourself at 14 or something. As soon as you realize that, come back, start again at 1. Simple. Okay, so please begin that now, counting every breath, either in breath or out breath, up to a total of 10 breaths. Okay. So just maintain your posture like it is. It's exactly the posture we need for doing the practice of exchange. But in this one, if you prefer to close your eyes, that's fine. It's a different kind of practice. So if you need to close your eyes, just do that. If you want to keep them open, also fine. Okay. So normally we would start this practice by doing some mindfulness of breathing, which we just did. So I'm going to go into the next stage. So in this stage, I'm going to ring the gong again. Just listen to the sound as long as you can hear it, and then let your mind rest. That means just let your mind settle. So you're not trying to concentrate. At the same time, you're not distracted. All right, that'll just be a moment. All right. Now we're going to practice the kind of visualization that we're going to do just on its own. So imagine in your heart center, which is the middle of your chest, a very bright white light, like a shining star. Then consider that you're breathing in gray smoke, hot, dark, heavy, through all the pores of your body, and each and every particle of that smoke dissolves into the white light in your heart center until there's no smoke left at all. There's just light. Now imagine that you're breathing out white light, cool, clean, clear, very bright, light in weight. Through all the pores of your body, it goes in all directions. Okay, so today we're going to do Tonglen for ourselves, for oneself, which might sound like, why, right? Well, the reason is because if we're going to have 100% compassionate heart, we have to include ourselves in that, okay? And I think Westerners in general find this a little challenging. So another reason why I want to do this practice today is because of Thanksgiving coming up. As I said earlier, there are a lot of people who are really lonely on the holidays anyway, even without COVID. But maybe for each one of us, it's going to be particularly, emotionally difficult because we might be alone or without our extended family. So that's why. If this practice of compassion for oneself is really good for when we're feeling bad, either mentally, emotionally, or physically, or when we're feeling really depleted, like we've had a really busy week, or we're caring for someone who is dying, or, sick or very aged, or, we have a relationship with someone who's difficult. Maybe they're an alcoholic or an addict, or, any kind of situation like that or we have a job that is, constantly sort of fatiguing and, kind of depletes us in a sense, like being a nurse or, social worker or this kind of thing. So whatever it is, in other words, that where we feel like we need some love and compassion, this is an opportunity to offer it to ourselves. Okay? Pardon me. So, in this practice, what we want to do is to first visualize. So, I want you to visualize yourself in front of yourself. Okay? So, just take a second to do that. Picture yourself in front of yourself. Okay. And then, with love, with compassion, with appreciation, notice all of your good qualities without embarrassment, without being shy about it. Just notice it. Your kindness, your intelligence, your sense of humor, anything that you are particularly talented in, good at. How every day you try your best to fulfill the various roles you have, to be a good person. So many things to appreciate about yourself, just like we do about our friends and loved ones. We see the goodness in them, and we don't take seriously the faults in them. So see yourself as a good friend. Now consider all the suffering, any kind of suffering that you might be going through right now. Nobody knows better than you what you are experiencing. Physically, you might be sick or be in pain. Mentally, emotionally, you have various concerns, sorrows. Whatever you're going through, just think about that. So, the you that you are visualizing is the part of yourself that is in pain and confused, bewildered. The you that is meditating is the part of yourself that is really connected with your Buddha nature, with your innate wisdom and compassion, okay? So when you're visualizing yourself in front of yourself, it's that visualized self that you are connecting with all of this goodness and all of this suffering. So the meditating you generates deep, deep compassion for yourself, the wish that you be free of suffering, that you be happy. Okay. So now you visualize all the sufferings of or you consider all the sufferings of your visualized self take the form of gray smoke, hot, dark, and heavy, and you breathe in, the meditating self breathes in all of that suffering in the form of gray smoke. And all that smoke dissolves into the white light in your heart center. Until there's not a single particle of smoke left. There's only light. Now you offer yourself all happiness, all of your own happiness, good fortune, all your merit, anything at all that you might need to be happy, free from suffering. And adding to that the wish that you attain full and complete enlightenment in this very lifetime. And all of that takes the form of white light, cool, clear, very bright. Breathe out this white light through all the pores of the body. It leaves the meditating you. It goes to the visualized you. And when the rays of light touch the visualized you, you see all of your suffering just lifting off of you and disappearing. And you see your whole body and face completely relax, finally free of this burden of suffering, happy, at peace. And the meditating you feels so joyful for being able to do this for yourself. Now we do the same thing for all sentient beings without exception. First, imagining them in front of you, as many beings as you can conceive of, stretching all the way to the horizon. Then to the right, again, as many beings as you can imagine, stretching all the way to the horizon. Same thing behind you, countless sentient beings all the way to the horizon. And to the left, as many beings as you can imagine, stretching all the way to the horizon. Now first we consider that each and every one of these beings, according to the Buddha, has been at one time or another our kind and loving mother. And we also consider how we are the same in wanting to be happy, wanting to be free from suffering, and suffering nonetheless, unfortunately. So we consider for all of these beings, whatever kind of suffering they might be going through, takes the form of gray smoke, hot, dark, and heavy. And it leaves them, it comes to you, and without any hesitation, you breathe that in through all the pores of your body, and each and every particle of that smoke dissolves into the white light in your heart center. Till there's not a single particle of smoke left. There's only light. Now you offer all these beings without exception your own happiness, good fortune, anything at all that they may need to be free from suffering, and adding to that the wish that they attain enlightenment in this very lifetime. So all of that takes the form of white light, cool, clean, clear, very, very bright. And you breathe out this white light through all the pores of your body, as far as the eye can see in every direction. And when these rays of light touch all these beings, each individually, their suffering just totally lifts off of them and evaporates like fog in the morning sun. They feel incredibly relieved to be finally free of this burden of suffering, peaceful and at ease. And you feel so deeply joyful for being able to do this for them. Now you let go of the visualization altogether, gently bringing the mind back to the sensation of the breath, coming in and out of the nose, just being in the present moment, here and now. So now we are going to do the Buddha Sadhana. In case you were not here at the beginning, you can find a link for that in the description below, and also a link for the closing prayers that we're going to do. If you have an old version of the closing prayers, you're definitely going to want to download these closing prayers, because they have been edited a few times. So please do that if you like. Excuse me, I'm just pulling them up for myself because I forgot to do it earlier. All right. So what we're going to do in this sadhana today is we're going to do everything in both English and Tibetan. Okay. The things that are repeated a few times we'll do like once in English and once in Tibetan, or once in English and twice in Tibetan, depending. And we're also going to read all the small writing there. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. Click, 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 click. All right. Namo Guru Shakyamunaye. In the Samadhi Raja Sutra, it is said, "For all who, while walking, sitting, standing, or sleeping, think of the moon-like Buddha, the Buddha is always in front of them, and they will attain the vast nirvana. And his pure body is the color of gold, utterly beautiful in every way, is the protector of the world. To visualize him like this is to meditate like the Bodhisattvas. Accordingly, one should do the practice of remembering our teacher, the incomparable Buddha Shakyamuni. It is as follows. Begin by saying the prayers of refuge and bodhicitta, and of the 4 boundless meditations." So these next 4 lines, we're going to say once in English and twice in Tibetan. In the jewels of the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, we take refuge until we attain enlightenment. By the merit of practicing generosity and the like, may we attain Buddhahood for the benefit of beings. Sangye chetan soki chonam la chanchu padu dani kyapsu chi dagi jiso ki pe sanam ki drola penche sangye drupa sho. Sangye chetan soki chonam la chanchu padu dani kyapsu chi dagi jiso ki pe sunam ki drola penche sangye drupa sho. So the next 4 lines, we're going to also do the same thing, once in English, twice in Tibetan. May all beings come to possess happiness and the cause of happiness. May they come to be free from suffering and the cause of suffering. May they never separate from the happiness which is without suffering. May they come to rest in the boundless equanimity which is free from both attachment to loved ones and hatred for others. Semchen tamche dewa dan dewe gyudan denpa gyushik dunga dan dunga ki gyudan dewa gyushik dunga mepe dewa dampa dan mindra wa gyushik nirin chadan nidan tewe tanyon seme pala nempa gyushik Semchen tamche dewa dan dewe gyudan tempa gyushik dunga dan dunga ki gyudan dewa gyushik dunga mepe dewa dampa dan mindra wa gyushik nirin chadan nidan tewe tanyon seme pala nempa gyushik. Now we do the visualization. So as we're going through the English, or maybe you're fluent in Tibetan, I don't know. But as we're going through the English, if you don't know Tibetan, try to, actually do the visualization, okay, and not just read the words. Okay. So this one, once in English and once in Tibetan. The nature of all things is that though they appear, they have no real existence. Reflect on this, and from that state, visualize the Buddha as follows. As a magical display, the union of the unborn emptiness and the unceasing manifestation of interdependent origination. Visualize in front of one in the sky infinite clouds of offerings, in the middle of which, upon a jeweled lion throne, lotus, sun, and moon, is the incomparable teacher, the lion of the Shakyas, the color of gold, endowed with the major and minor marks, wearing the 3 Dharma robes and seated in Vajra posture. His right hand is stretched out in the gesture of touching the earth. His left hand, in the mudra of equanimity, holds an alms bowl filled with nectar. He shines in splendor and majesty like a golden mountain, his wisdom filling space with the plexus of rays of light. He is surrounded by infinite retinues, hosts of exalted beings, the 8 closed suns, the 16 Shtaviras, and others. On those who so much as think of him, he bestows complete liberation from the 2 extremes of samsara and nirvana, the glory of supreme bliss. Visualize him as the great being who embodies all the objects of refuge. Okay, back to the beginning. Okay. Akemi tompa nidan tenjungi nangwa game sunju gyumetsu randunam gachu trinkyamsu Rinchen Sentry Penny Daweden Tun Patsun Me Shakya Senge Ni Seki Dochen Sendam Pechiden Chugu sun sun doje kidrun shu chaye sanun chaya le kyanshin chayun yan sha tu si dun se Nam Seki Rita Sichi Pembawa Yeshe Setra We Kaing Kyab Nye We Sege Ne Chen Shudru So Patso Kyam Se Ko Ki Yong Ko Shin Dran Pat Sam Ki Si Shi Tani Le Nam Dru Dewa Chogi Petsu Wakyab Kundupe Tani Chen Pose. If one visualizes the Buddha like this and thinks that he is actually there, then the moment one does so, wherever one visualizes him, there he will truly be. Since the wisdom body of the Buddha is not subject in any way to limits of space or time. For it is said in the sutras, for all who think of the Buddha, he dwells there in front of them. He continually blesses them and frees them from all evil. The merit accumulated through visualizing the Buddha is an inexhaustible root of virtue which will never be wasted, as it says in the Avatamsaka Sutra. Through seeing, hearing, and making offerings to those Buddhas, a measureless mass of merit will grow until all the kileshas and sufferings of samsara are discarded. This compounded merit will not be exhausted. Whatever prayers of aspiration are made in front of him, they will be fulfilled, as it is mentioned in the Manjushri Kshetra Vyuha, the teachings on the qualities of the Buddha field of Manjushri. All phenomena arise from circumstances and depend on the intention. Whatever prayers a person makes, he will accordingly obtain the fruit. Developing firm confidence in the truth of these teachings, recite the following. So again, this one we do again once in English and once in Tibetan. Out of great compassion, you took care of this world of degeneration and strife and made 500 great prayers of aspiration. You are praised as a white lotus. Whoever hears your name will not return to samsara. Compassionate teacher, I submit obeisance to you. The wealth and accumulation of merit of body, speech, and mind, of myself and others, I offer, visualizing them as a Samantabhadra cloud of offerings. All the negative actions and downfalls I have accumulated since beginning this time, without exception, I confess each one with strong, heartfelt regret. I rejoice at the merit accumulated in the past, present, and future by the exalted beings and by ordinary beings. The wheel of Dharma of the profound and vast teachings, I request you to turn uninterruptedly in the 10 directions. Although your wisdom body, like the sky, remains without changing throughout the 3 times, according to the perception of beings, you demonstrate birth and death. Yet may you appear in the Nirmanakaya form forever. Through the merit I accumulated in the past, present, and future, in order to benefit all beings throughout all space, may I constantly gladden the King of Dharma and attain the level of the Conqueror, Lord of Dharma. Through your kindness, compassionately caring, especially for us unprotected beings of the degenerate age, whatever appearance there is of the 3 jewels in this world at this time is your enlightened activity. You are the only incomparable and sublime refuge. As I pray to you from my heart with total confidence, do not forget the great promise you made in the past. Care for us with compassion until we attain enlightenment. Okay, go back now to page L3, and we'll do it in Tibetan. And please excuse any noises. My dog is over there sleeping, so if you heard a big snore, that was him. Ninje chen pu tsu den yi me shin tsu ne me la chen bo nga kya ta pei ga ta nga tsen de chi mi do tun pa tu che la cha tse lo da shen gu sum ge zo lon che kun san che pe trin du mi ne bu to me ne sa di tu ma lu pa ni ne gye pa dra pe so so sha pa dan so se ke wa ge wa ni de sun sa la je su yi rang go sa chin kya che che ki ko le tsu jo 주균미 제바코두수 균인암 가타브예시구두순포균 메바슈무기 두진낭or 계지츠준경 주배수구 다드낭와스 다기 두숨 사백개수기 가격조와 근라페네드 즉기갸보자든 예체치 주제갸웨 공파토바쇼 다자니 메드로와 근메남주 제라파 수에 가릴레 신단드데렌 젠남순기낭와 징예 계기준레니 대제캬조순메치부루이 제대베 니네수데나 ngân cha chu pa tu che sin se. Now, with strong, confident devotion, concentrate one-pointedly on the form of the Buddha, thinking that he is actually there, and recite as much as possible the following. So here we're going to recite just once in English and twice in Tibetan. Guru, teacher, Bhagavat, Tathagata, Arhat, perfect Buddha, glorious conqueror, Shakyamuni, I submit obeisance to you, I make offerings, I take refuge. Lama Chompa Chomdende Deshin Shepadra Chompayan Daba Sope Sangepe Gewa Shakya Tubala Chatselo Chodu Kyapsu Chio Lama Chompa Chomdende Deshin Shepadra Chompayan Daba Sope Sangepe Gewa Shakya Tubala Chatselo Chodu Kyapsu Chio. So now we're going to read the first line in English above the mantra, and then the first line in English after the mantra. Okay. Next, recite as many times as is appropriate this Dharani, mentioned in the abridged Prajnaparamita as being the way to invoke the mind of the Buddha. Then recite as much as possible the same Dharani beginning from Om. During all this, concentrate one-pointedly on the visualization of the Buddha with devotion, remembering the qualities of the Buddha. So here, what we're going to do is we're going to say this mantra, or they're calling it a Dharani, 3 times beginning with Teyata, and then a few times beginning with Om, and then if you have a mala like that, then we'll finish it off the entire mala, okay? Te Yada Om Muni Muni Maha Munaye Soha. Te Yada Om Muni Muni Maha Munaye Soha. Te Yada Om Muni Muni Maha Munaye Soha. 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 Now, each of you individually until we finish the mantra. Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Soha. Muni Muni Maha Muni Soha. Muni Maha Muni Soha. Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Soha. Muni Maha Muni Soha. Muni Maha Muni Soha. Muni Maha Muni Soha. Muni Maha Muni. Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Soha. Muni Maha Muni Soha. Muni Muni Maha Muni Soha. 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 Muni Muni Maha Muni Soha. Om Muni Muni Maha Munaye Soha. Then consider that through the power of reciting the names of the Buddha and reciting the Dharani, so once in English, once in Tibetan, from the body of the Buddha shines a great light of multicolored rays of wisdom light, dispelling all the obscurations of myself and all beings, perfecting the qualities of the Mahayana path, and establishing us on the level of non-returner. Chinpe kule yashe ki senatso pe nangwa chimpe dadam samchen damche ki dripa tamche sashin teba chimpo namki yunten sushin tu ke te chimi do pe sanem pagyor. All right, now please turn to page L7. Okay. L7, excuse me, page L7. So here we're going to say the just the last 4 lines there, once in English and once in Tibetan. When we do the English, also do that kind of mantra at the end there, okay? The ground is purified with scented water and strewn with flowers. It is adorned by Sumeru, the 4 continents, and the sun and moon. Thinking of it as a blessed Buddha field, we offer it. May all beings enjoy the happiness of the perfectly pure Buddha fields. Idam Ratnam Mandala Kamni Ratayami. Sashi Buki Jukshi Mito Tram Rirab Ninshin Inde Gyempadi Sange Shinju Mite Puaye Droganam Dak Chila Chupasho. Idam Ratna Mandala Kamniratayami. Pardon me. Now please go to page L9. And there we will also say the last 4 lines, once in English and once in Tibetan. The miraculous display of the unsurpassable wisdom appears as the intentions, deeds, prayers, knowledge, love, and ability of all the Sagatas and their sons and daughters. May all beings become exactly like them. Deshe seche kunki tuke don seba munlam kense nubetsu lame yashe kyunchu chitrawa tedra kona drukun kyuwa sho. All right, so now we are going to do the closing prayers, which hopefully you have in front of you now. Okay, so there's 2 pages. I'm going to start with page 1. So this first page is, we have the prayer to Parnarshavati. So Tulku Rinpoche gave us this prayer to say and this mantra as to help counteract the pandemic. So we try to say it as much as we can. So this one we're going to just say once in English and once in Tibetan today. And we're going to say the mantra 3 times. Okay. And this figure is an emanation of Tara. Lady, Holy One, enlightened and compassionate, appear now as the leaf-clad goddess, healer of disease. Do not turn away, but in compassion take myself and all beings of this age of 5 degenerations. Perform your deeds of soothing, purging, and cauterizing all the pains of illness, plagues, and pestilence. Jetsum chondan de ma tu che chen ri tru lo ma gyun mei gu shen shi da so ni ma nga do sem chen la tu che ya wa ma do chen su sung ni dim yam ne ko we ne dung ya shi do so tu se pe jin ne so. Om Pishatsi Panashavadi Sawatola Prashamanaye Soha. Om Pishatsi Panashavadi Sawatola Prashamanaye Soha. Om Pishatsi Panashavadi Sawatola Prashamanaye Soha. So now we do 4 long life prayers. 3 are on this page, and the last one is on the next page. These we just say in Tibetan because Tulku Rinpoche said that these prayers were written by enlightened beings and have been said for, centuries, then the words themselves have power. So that's why. But please, feel free, of course, to read the English. We should understand what we're saying. So the first is for the long life of the Dalai Lama. Kanri wawe kowe shinkam su pendan de wa malu jungwende chenre zi wanden zingam so yi shape gaga batu chengyu shi. Next for Jigme Khyentse Rinpoche. Om Swasti Jigme Rabjam Seyu Chinlam Ki Khyentse Dukha Lunzen Nudan Cho Sabsun Mishi Dorje Taten Chin Tender Lempe Chine Tashin Sho. Then Tulku Pema Wangyo Rinpoche. Om Swasti Sela Gyamsu Chinlap Chinju Ne Lunzin Taksei Gyurchu Pema Wang Sangsum Nadre Gyalpo Tatene Lapchen Tentu Shechun Tage Sho. And then all teachers who have helped us and taught us and guided us. Lama gungam sungpo suwade chuchu gusei ringwa suwade trine tashin geba suwade lama dandre wame pa chingi lo. Then the next prayer we say once in English and once in Tibetan. The next 3 we say just in English, and then we say the 100-syllable mantra 1 time. By this merit, may all attain omniscience, may defeat the enemy wrongdoing. From the stormy waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death, from the ocean of cyclic existence, may I free all beings. Sonam di tamche sikpani, chobne nye pedranam pamche shin, kegana chi balon trupayi, sipe tsole drowa sho. May bodhicitta, precious and sublime, arise where it has not yet come to be, and where it has arisen, may it never fail, but grow and flourish ever more and more. As long as space endures, as long as sentient beings remain, until then may I too remain and dispel the miseries of the world. Ever absorbed in the display of divine forms and primordial awareness, appearance, sound, and perception in the state of divinities, mantras, and dharmakaya, may I, inseparable from the practice of the profound and secret great yoga, attain within the essence of mind the state of one taste. Om Vajra Sattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajra Sattva Tenopa Tishta Dido Me Bawa Sutokayo Me Bawa Supokayo Me Bawa Anurakto Me Bawa Sawasidi Me Prayacha Sawakama Suchame Chitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 ho Bhagavan Sawatata gata vajramame mutsa vajribawa maha samaya sattva. Okay, so before we say goodbye, then I would like to just make a couple of announcements. I look like I have jaundice. First of all, this light is very bright. First of all, please have a look at the description below. There's really everything you need to know is there. Our website is so good if you could sign up for the newsletter, because then you will be, the first to know of what's happening in our center. Okay. We're not meeting there right now for obvious reasons. This Sunday gathering, we do on YouTube the first 3 Sundays of the month. Everything else is on Zoom. So we have classes, we have retreats, we have seminars, movie nights, we have a lot of things on Zoom. Okay. So the way to learn about that, as I said, the best way is through the newsletter. We also have a couple of Facebook pages if you want to join us there. We're on Twitter. We're on Twitter and Instagram. We don't post much there. We just essentially repost the newsletter there for the most part. If you can, it would be extremely helpful to make a donation. There's a link for that below too. Even though we're not at the center, we still have to pay rent, which is considerable. Utilities, we have salaries to pay, supplies, all kinds of things. Okay. So if you're able, we totally get it. It can be a difficult economic time for a lot of people, but if you have anything to spare, we'd be so grateful. Okay. And then I want to tell you what's going on. We have another Buddha Sadhana here next Sunday, I believe. I don't remember the date exactly, but I think it's on a Sunday, and I think it's next Sunday. Okay. And then the day after Thanksgiving, we have a movie night from 7 to 9, and then we discuss the movie after. And then we have something really special coming up the first weekend of December, the Saturday and Sunday, the 5th and 6th, I believe. And this is a seminar on managing depression. So if you have that problem, or you know someone who does, or you just want to learn about it, I really suggest attending this seminar. I will be presenting as someone who has had depression my whole life, and also as a practitioner. So I've seen and learned over the years some really helpful methods for managing depression. And we also have a guest speaker. Her name is Mara Lipinski. She's a social worker and a therapist. So she'll be presenting for, I think, about an hour at the beginning of the first day of the retreat. So if you'd like to attend that, all the details will be in the newsletter, which should go out either today, later on today or tomorrow morning. And then you'll be able to register for the retreat and see more details about it. In all of our, whatever we do, we really try to emphasize that, if you can't afford it, we can work with you. Okay. We never want people to be, prevented from accessing the Dharma because of financial concerns. All right. So don't be embarrassed. Don't be shy. If you need that, as I said, we can work with you. So you can check the website for that. And as I said, that's a general thing for anything that we charge for. That's a general thing. Also, just as an aside, when we charge, we're not charging for the Dharma. Okay. We're charging so that we can pay the rent, all the supports for the Dharma, okay? So we can pay the rent and all those things I already mentioned. And also so that, the teacher, so-called teacher, the one who shares the Dharma with everyone, can live, I also have rent and bills and health concerns and things like that. So donating to Songtsen Gampo helps to support everyone. It helps to allow this resource to be there for whoever needs it. Okay. Yeah, I think that is it. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. I really enjoy sharing these things with you. And, I hope to see you soon, okay?